Good morning.
Hello.
As promised, it is 8:30 on this Tuesday, May 21st. Crumb roll, please. We are here to announce the delicious winners of the Great Blanton Bake-off. From amateur art lovers or a beginner baker, this competition has baked some amazing works of art.
Got it. You had fun writing those ones, didn't you? This is exciting. So the votes have been tallied. This is the 2024 Great Blanton Bake-off. We know the winners, and we are going to be revealing them, I should say, in just a few minutes. But to help us out, we wanted to bring in two special guests for this Chats with Alli and JC. We have Maggie Fusil and Lizabelle Stella. Welcome, ladies.
Good morning.
Maggie, we'll start with you. Can you just introduce yourself for us?
Sure. I'm Maggie Fusil. I'm a museum educator at the Blanton. Really excited to be here this morning and talk about these amazing creations and all fun things happening at the Blanton.
And Lizabelle with the amazing background.
Thank you. Custom. I'm Lizabelle Stella. I'm the Senior Digital Content Manager at the Blanton, and this is the 5th year of the Blanton Bake-off, so I'm very excited to present these entries.
How difficult was it to pick the finalists this year?
Oh gosh, we had a great number of submissions, and the vote's public, so the voters were the community, and I think it was tough because there were so many inventive entries, some new ingredients being used, which I'd not seen before. One entry had glow powder, which I'd never heard of, and it was like a neon experience, which you can see in the background there from Keep Cookies Weird. And yeah, it was tough. It was tough. There was a Barbie cake as well.
This has been so much fun to watch over the years. Talk about it when it started or how it started. Of course, it was the pandemic year.
The pandemic of 2020. Yes, it was. We, like everywhere, we had to close. The museum had to close for a few months, and that time I was thinking of how can we stay connected to our community? How can we keep them connected to the art in our collection and that experience? So also seeing on social media how baking was spiking as a way of, I think, keeping people comforted, good for their mental health. It happens to be a mental health awareness month in May as well. I just thought that was a good way to keep people connected. So we tied in baking, bake-off, art. It was a challenge made in art heaven.
Maggie, I wanted to ask you, when you saw the entries come in, were you shocked by any of the inspirations from the Blanton collection? Because that's the key here. They can't just create anything. It has to be from the Blanton collection. And there's a lot of masterpieces they can recreate.
Right. Well, one of my favorite things about the Bake-off is that people can pull from anything in the collection. So not just what we have on display at the museum, but they can dig through our really extensive collection online. And so I got to see a couple of things come out that I had never seen before, as well as recreations of things that I've seen a million times. So it was nice to see such a range of people getting inspired from all different places.
I think
how much fun has it been to watch people enjoy the art from kind of a different perspective, not just in the museum, but in cake form? I mean, how cool does that get?
Yeah, it's very cool. One of the things that I do a lot in my work is I help people with close looking. And that's like an essential piece of creating a baked good based on an artwork, is that you have to look really closely, get really familiar with the artwork, really get a sense of the detail, even get a sense of the process and what feelings are coming out of it, what meanings and messages are coming out of the artwork the longer you look. And that's really what these bakers are doing. So really, really cool to see.
All right. I think we're ready to announce it, right?
Let's do it. Why not?
Let's do it. So the way that this is going to go, we'll announce the category, and then Maggie will give us some context to the piece of art that is a winner. So let's start off. Crumb roll, please. Let's start with the under 18 category.
Under 18 winner is Tiffany, who's age 16, with this layer cake.
Wow, look at that. Yum. So Maggie, can you tell us the inspiration? You're seeing it right now, the piece of art that it's inspired by.
Yes, so this is inspired by Lygia Clark's study for planes on a modulated surface from 1957. So this comes from a study for a larger work that would have been painted on wood, but this study is done in collage with pieces of cutout cardstock. Lygia Clark was a female artist from Brazil, and she was a member of this special group of artists in Rio de Janeiro called the Grupo Frente, which was a really influential alliance of artists who were really experimenting with the possibilities of geometric abstraction, which you can really see in the artwork here and in Tiffany's baked recreation. And so this was really an important series for Lygia Clark, and she ended up becoming a leader of the neo-concrete art movement, which would really emphasize the viewer's experience with art. And I think that's what Tiffany is capturing here with her really clean and simple lines, and really is creating her own experience by creating this wonderfully layered and well-crafted cake. Really, really cool to see. It's also, I love seeing that we pulled, or that Tiffany pulled from a Lygia Clark piece. Our Latin American collection is really well known at the Blanton. It's one of the oldest in the country, and it's very cool to see a young baker pulling from such an important artist from Latin America.
Learning experience.
That's your chocolate peppermint layered with vanilla sponge, just to add to the imagining what that might taste like.
It looks delicious.
That's the only problem with this, is that we don't get to taste it. So maybe in the future,
I think we do. We need to add a taste test for it. Okay, so we have our next winner. This is the adult amateur category. Emphasize the word amateur, because I don't think you'll believe this was done by an amateur cake artist. Who is it?
It's Karen Sands, winning the amateur with Head of a Young Man, recreation of that. And that's a gluten-free carrot cake, 3-layer, fondant icing frame. Yeah, impressive.
Oh, so cool. I'm really
Maggie,
excited.
tell us about this piece of art. Yeah.
Yes. So this is inspired by Peter Paul Rubens' painting, which is just called Head of a Young Man, from 1601 to 1602. It's actually a study for a larger painting. Peter Paul Rubens was a really important, well-known Flemish painter, draftsman, and diplomat working in Europe. And he is known to be, or is considered, a pioneer of Baroque art. And Baroque art is characterized by these like dramatic and awe-inspiring colors and movement in details. And you can really see that in this study. Because he was so highly sought after as an artist, he ran a workshop, which was full of other artists, basically a team of artists working with him to put out and work on his commissions. And so this would have been just a study for a larger artwork, and it was based on based off of a model, and we can see this actual model, this face, in a lot of Rubens' other works, which is really cool. And so that model would have worked in that workshop. And so this is one of the earliest oil sketches from one of these workshops. I like this artwork so much because it is currently on display at the Blanton, and it's so cool because we look at it and love it and value it so much for its intricate detail and drama and the story it's telling. And yet it's just a study. And I don't say just because it's unimportant, but it's just part of the process that helps us understand the process of how these large scale commissions were created. And it helps us, admire just kind of like the rough draft of what would have been a larger painting. Very, very cool to see.
So impressive. And the fact that it's carrot cake, which is my favorite. Yeah, definitely. I know why it's the winner. All right. The last winner we need to announce is adult professional category. Take it away.
We have the winner as Mitzi for the second year for the Blanton Bake-off. And we have a blueberry daisy cake roll with cream cheese, inspired by High by Kay Rosen, as well as a white chocolate sculpture inspired by the petals on our grounds.
This one is cool because you couldn't have done this one last year. This is a new one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the first time we're seeing, well, we had 2 entries actually this year that used petals in with their entry. One was actually a petal cake pop, submission as well, which is a great idea for future cakes. But yeah, the petals, it's the first time, so it's really great to see these in cake form.
Yep. Please tell us about the inspiration behind it. I know that the petals actually collect rainwater. Is that right? I think when we went out and visited, when you guys did the grand opening, it's going to help with irrigation.
Yeah, they were designed by Snowetta as part of our New Grounds project, that design architectural firm, and they cast shadows during sunny days. You'll see spots on the ground, and then during rainy days, they're reciprocal for water from rain, which feeds out through to the plants, the native species that we have on the grounds. They're really, really great, and they're an iconic symbol of the museum now. They're very much associated with how to find the Blanton. Is like, look for the petals.
And that new sign that's on the side of the building as well. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so that mural is by Texas native artist Kay Rosen, who's from Corpus Christi. Another iconic piece that you see right when you enter the Blanton, or even if you don't enter, if you pass by, really recognizable mural. What's cool about Kay Rosen is that she didn't start as an artist. She studied linguistics for a long time before turning to art, and you can see that reflected in this mural. It's portraying, of course, the first 9 letters of the alphabet, and then the last 2 letters in this contrasting yellow color to create a message within this alphabet strip. And she's really asking us to consider the unexpected possibilities in everyday speech, which is something we frequently do with our visitors, asking them to look for the unexpected possibilities in the things we're seeing. So really cool to have this represented in the bake-off as well. It's also just a lovely greeting to visitors as they arrive, when they're either, driving or walking by, or when they come and, use the drop-off and the turnaround to enter the museum.
Yeah. Yay!
Big round of applause for the winners, for sure. Some amazing stuff. All the finalists too.
All of them
incredible work.
So many great submissions. So even if they didn't win, I'm just so thankful. Everyone did such a great job.
Besides the amazing recognition that the winner, what else do the winners get?
They each get, this year we have bumped up our membership offering. We have a sustainable membership, which not only grants them access to the Blanton year round, as well as their household, it's actually a membership you can travel with. So you can access North American institutions across the States. And in addition to that, gift cards to 2 wonderful local bakeries, Quacks and Easy Tiger.
Yeah, yum. I love Quacks. I live near one, and I always try to go after hours to get some of their discounted baked goods. Always a good deal there if you want to know. What else is going on at the Blanton this summer? I know you guys have lots of fun things. As soon as school's out, you guys usually do a lot of programming around families.
Do you want to kick off with Second Saturdays? Should we talk about that first and then lead into families? So with the Second Saturday series, or our monthly series, it's almost a year on since we first kicked that off. We're continuing summer with a dance series. And so June through August, every month, there'll be a dance theme, dance about art. And June 8th kicks off with the salsa edition. So there'll be music by the Brew Band. And one of the other things, as well as other elements coming up, we'll also have a special talk by photographer Alli, who photographed Selena Quintanilla, and he'll be talking about his experience of photographing Tejano musicians and as well as several portraits of Selena. And you can find out at blantonmuseum.org/Second Saturdays, and it's always free admission for members to Second Saturdays as well.
We're looking at we're looking at the events calendar. Is there anything else you want to mention?
Yeah, I can mention a couple of family programs we have going on, and these are ongoing. One of them is something we just launched, which is called Make Wild, which is an open interactive studio space that was designed by 2 artists, Leslie Muchler and Jason Urban. And the studio space is inspired by nature, hence the name. And it's a space where visitors of all ages can come and create their own artworks using materials that were designed especially for the space, and they'll be responding to the artwork that they've seen in the galleries. Make Wild is available during museum hours and is free with admission. So anytime you come to the Blanton, you can stop by Make Wild and make something really special. Another family program we have coming is our summer storytime series, which is coming back. We had it last year and it's coming back again this year. And this is a summer literacy program for family visitors of all ages, but particularly children ages 3 to 8. And it will blend the visual and the written arts together and inspires young visitors to look at art in new and fresh ways and to search for the stories within the art that they see. It's a chance for families to connect with one another and also with other family visitors who are there with them. And that'll be launching in mid-June. It'll be on Tuesdays at 10:30. And that's going to be free with admission as well. So really excited to have both of those opportunities for visitors.
Okay. I think
that's it.
Well, thank you guys for joining us. We really appreciate it. Sorry that sometimes it's a little tricky to say, like, am I going to jump in or not? But thank you for joining us. We're so excited to be part of this year. And every year we try to remind our viewers to enter. And so I'm looking forward to the 6th edition of the Great Blanton Bake-off. So, yeah.
Thank you. We appreciate you both.
Yeah, good to see you guys. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
So before we leave, let's give another announcement of the winners if you guys joined a little later. So under 18 goes to Tiffany. She did a piece of art inspired by Lydia Clark, Planes on Modulated Surfaces or Surface. This looks so amazing, so delicious, so impressed by it.
Making a cake with those angular lines, I don't know how she does it.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
We need to do behind the scenes on how that was created.
I know we do. We need the behind the scenes. The next winner is the amateur adult. This is Karen Signs. It's inspired by Peter Paul Rubens' Head of a Young Man. I want to know how long it took her to do that and the edge around it as well. I mean, woo,
the presentation.
Cool. And it's carrot cake.
Yeah.
Carrot cake. I want to just take a bite of that.
Yeah. The presentation for sure definitely looked amazing. And then the professional, apparently a repeat winner, Mitzi Avila, Cookies and Chill Bakery, inspired by K. Rosen High. And of course, the iconic Blanton petals that we see that were just installed within the last year or so. So impressed by everyone. Looking forward to next year. We'll also have the winners on our broadcast tomorrow morning. So make sure you tune in to CBS Austin This Morning at 4:30 until 7 a.m.
Yeah. All right. Have a good Tuesday, everyone. Bye.